Thank you, Lubar. It switched to default. Thank you so much, and thank you. Yeah. And Darren Chodesworth, thank you. I'm very proud of my intro video, actually. No, Lubar, thank you for the heads up. Let me move my YouTuber studio. And Samuel as well, thank you. You're muted. Hi, muted. I'm Mom. DJ did a dog. Wait, DJ did a dog. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. The cat, you know what? Probably was my cat. Little demon. Where'd you go? Actually, wait, where are you? I don't know where he is. He's plotting his next attack. You're watching Evangelion? Isn't that... Wait, I feel like I've watched something. Like the movie? Isn't it like... It's really messed up. And then what's EOE? I don't know what that is. Good morning. Happy Sunday. I hope you're having a good week so far. End of Evangelion. Maybe that's what I watched. Happy Mother's Day if it's something that you are comfortable with celebrating. If you're not comfortable celebrating, that's perfectly fine. It is a commercial holiday. I know, I'm so sorry, DJ. Why don't I just call you DJ? But thank you for the bits. You did not have to do bits for me to correct myself. I'm embarrassed enough. Thank you. Thank you, Oppressor. Good morning, Holopilot. Buttspot, thank you. You never miss. Thanks a lot. But yeah, I do know that Mother's Day is not necessarily the happiest holiday for a lot of people for a number of reasons. She's still, oh, Mom, that's actually really, really sweet of you, Hamsta. Actually, that is something I'd recommend, even if you don't celebrate Mother's Day with your actual mom for numbers of reasons. Thank you for more wholesomeness then. DJ did a dog. I appreciate it. Thank you for the biddies. But if you do know someone who is a mom, just a text or a quick phone call wishing them a happy Mother's Day will mean a lot. I promise it will. Especially if they're a friend of yours that knows that, you know, doesn't have the best relationship with their mom. So, my Mother's Day plans were decided for me by my sister and mother. So I kind of understand, but I was just like, you know what? I don't feel like fighting them on it. I got to sleep in. It's fine. I'm not going to fight past that. I just like sleeping in on Mother's Day. It's like the one thing I want is to just be able to sleep in and then I'm fine. I hope my microphone's picking me up well. I'm trying to keep it closer to my face. Do I want a hug? Always. How's baby VT kicking the crap out of me? So the baby's doing fine. Thank you, sick bro. Thank you. Lots of kicks. And I'm not going to pretend like I'm not uncomfortable. And I'm actually suffering from some body issues. I used to feel like an absolute goddess, like fertility goddess. And at some point that switched. Sick bars. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I was trying to figure it out because the S was... Okay, so there's just a missing vowel. I'm so sorry. But at some point it switched. One of these questions actually kind of touches on stuff that's similar to things that I deal with. So I'm kind of happy that we're going over some questions. There's less questions today than there was the first day we did it, but I think that's perfectly fine, especially since I screwed up. Well, I can't say I screwed up. I wasn't feeling well last Thursday, and it was just best for me to postpone. But I do feel responsible for not being able to make up the stream sooner than Sunday because I stream tomorrow. MRX Gaming, thank you for the follow. And Novacat, I did drink water. Thank you for the redeem. Thank you, PB. Happy Mother's Day to you and your missus for your kittens. For your cats. I'd say fur babies, but they're the what breed is that? Sphinx? They're the hairless cats, so you can't even call them fur babies, I don't think. Not quite. Yeah, so I have my day basically planned for me by my sister and mother, which, you know, is what it is. But that's fine. I'm not, it's whatever. Yeah, furless babies doesn't sound right. Because that sounds like what someone with fur babies would call like human babies, or just furless babies. It depends. It depends on how it's used. I'm fully aware that there's lots of people that don't want to have children. And I do think that pets should be treated as members of the family. I don't agree with... I feel like a lot of people that refuse to treat pets as family also do neglect their pets on some level. So I actually agree with most people that they are a member of your family and should be treated as such. But my mother actually is the only reason why I would have any sort of issue with someone referring to their pets as their babies, is because she got real insistent for a while that her dogs were my children's aunts and uncles, and I feel like that might be taking it too far. But referring to your pets as your kids, I don't care. Whatever makes you happy, and as long as you're being the best pet parent possible, you know, that's great. And I do think that pets should be treated as a member of family. But she was very insistent that she was insistent that I refer to them as my kids' aunts and uncles, and I was like, no, because they're dogs. So I guess that's where I draw the line. It's like, if she referred to them as her kids, whatever. But if she was trying to refer to them as, and part of it was, it's hard to explain, but it really felt like she was trying to create like their place in the family hierarchy. And that's just, I don't know, it was weird. Hi, Aurora. How are you? I mean, there are some dogs that are given really, really fun, fancy names that you tell the vet, like, oh, this is Uncle Abraham Smorgasbord II, and that's like their name at the vet's office. That's fine. But for my mother to be like, oh, kids, say hello to your Aunt Luna, and Aunt Luna is the dog. No. Nope, I had to push back a little. I couldn't do it. No, sick bars, and I completely understand that. It's a huge loss. Like I said, I think pets are members of the family. They, once you bring a pet into your home, you've adopted, or basically, I mean, I know people have very strong opinions about adopting over purchasing puppies and things like that, but it's like basically either way, you're adopting a new creature into your home. And yeah, no, I mean, I was heartbroken when our last cat passed away. I was heartbroken when my last dog passed away. I am very fortunate that I have not had to suffer the pain of losing one of my children. I hope that I never do. I feel like TTV ladies man, thank you for the follow. I am a firm believer, and I can't say believer, but I firmly believe that my kids should outlive me, and it'll break me if that doesn't happen. So I would have to report back later. And I hope I never have the opportunity to report back later on whether or not the pains are similar, you know? So I don't know. But losing a pet, losing a beloved pet is a world-shattering event. And so I always think that it's important to allow people to properly grieve that. Anybody that's like, oh, it was just a pet, it's like, okay, well, you're just a person that I don't need to talk to anymore. Bye. Space Lord Wigglebottoms is an excellent name for a cat. So is Miss Patch's Fluffy Paws, Destroyer of Worlds. But yeah, that's just my opinions on those. Those aren't even the questions people submitted. What are you guys doing? Hello, Good Games, Tubby Maple, Ruina. See, that's the thing. My mother even tried to dabble in breeding show dogs herself, and it didn't go well. So. Fluffier furball. That's funny. That is really funny. I like ironic names. Like, you'll see a Chihuahua and it's named Butch. It's like, Val Millie, thank you for the follow. You know, or like the like the giant, like Mastiff, scary looking dogs, and their names are like Tiny or Sweetums. And I'm like, I love that for them. Oh, goodness. Hamster, no, I can understand that. And the fact that you've had your cat for she's 18, that's amazing. Okay, hello, welcome on in. Marcus, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay, let's start with the first question. I think it's a bit longer. Like, if I ever have, like, I actually, I saw a picture, I saw a woman walking, she had 2 Irish wolfhounds, and I'm like, I now would really love Irish wolfhounds, but I would absolutely name one Sweetums, and I would name another one, like, yeah, like Princess or something, like, just because they are so tall and shaggy, and they look like werewolves. They look like the skinniest of werewolves. I love them. I know. That's the thing. I don't know if I'll ever actually get like a specific dog breed, but there are rescues for specific dog breeds. So that might be something I'll look into someday. We'll see. I do have family and friends that live in the South, so another breed that I would really like to have from a puppy on is a Basset Hounds. And I know those are more prevalent in the South, I think, so that's also a possibility someday. But I love my dog. He's a big old goofy goober. And a mutt. And he was 4? He was 4, and we got him, oh goodness, almost 3 years ago. So I guess he's almost 7. Oh, that's gonna be hard. Because the bigger dogs usually don't live past 10, so that's gonna be tough on me. What's a borzoi? What is a borzoi? I'm afraid to look it up. Yeah, my dog is a good boy. He is so dumb, but so sweet. Right, that's the thing. I'm slightly allergic to cats and dogs, have been since I was a kid. But I decided that I'd rather have the pets than have itchy eyes or be a bit sniffly. And that's my own personal choice. But I totally understand people getting hypoallergenic pets because they want a pet, but those are the only ones they have. And I totally understand that. It's cute. Oh, is that the one where it's like the Kermie meme? I saw that animation where it was like it licked the last chip out of the oh gosh, what brand of chips comes in the tennis ball cans? I can't even think of it right now. But yeah, I've seen that. Your dog is just a brat, so am I. I mean, what? Pringles, that's right. Lucifer, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I appreciate your work. It keeps all of us on our toes. It gives us perspective. Anyway, I should probably do the first question. This one's a bit long, so I'm still here. And because it's going to be easier on me, I'm going to read it off the page. Okay? All right. Hi, Mom. It's me again, the guy from last week who said he was in a cycle. Well, I wanted to ask, how do I deal with a toxic family that I live with? I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I live with my family and I help around the house. I don't have a job, but I am trying to get one. I'm also trying to lose weight and be healthier. What I was trying to say last week was I feel like I'm in a cycle where I'm trying to lose weight and etc., only to be knocked down. They rarely say anything positive about it. Whenever they say something negative, it does get to me. I unfortunately do stress eat, and I hate that I do that, and I'm working on it, but it is hard with so many people putting me down. Another thing that I feel makes it toxic is they are devoted Christians, and everything I say, such as me being depressed and etc., always has to be related to God. It feels like they're forcing it down my throat, and whenever I say something about it, they say stuff like, I'm not listening to the word of God, and etc. While I am a Christian as well, I am not like they are. They actively make comments about the LGBTQ and etc., which of course does make me concerned, as some of my best friends are trans or gay. It's even gotten to the point where I told them I wanted to see a counselor about my mental health, and they said, if they are an atheist, we are leaving. They are genuinely putting their religious beliefs before my mental health. I'm depressed and even scared to continue being here. I was standing next to a family member and they thought I was making fun of their height by standing up straight, which I normally slouch, so they slapped me twice. I'm talking with friends about moving across the country and going no contact with them, but it is hard. I don't have a license. I don't have a high school degree. I was bullied to near suicide, but that's a topic for another day. And I don't have a job. I'm sorry if I'm going on a rant. I just don't know what to do. I feel useless and depressed. I really could use some advice from you in the chat. So all of that treatment is straight up abuse. And if they're using religion as an excuse, they're using Christianity as a scapegoat. That's not Christianity. I used to go to church. I used to be Christian. I used to be quote unquote saved. Now I think I'm more agnostic. I've been through some hard times that taking a step back, it's like, okay, this idea that I've been sold at church, why would this loving God make me go through this? That's just me personally. I'm not trying to force that on anybody else. So I'm more agnostic now. It's like, it's not necessarily that I think there's nothing and then you're just worm food, because that idea kind of scares me. But I'm more of an agnostic, and it sounds like your family would have a problem with that because I'm not devoted to God or something. And I believe the Pope even said something along the lines, I'm paraphrasing, that, like a good atheist is someone to be like revered because they're being a good person and doing good works, not because of there's some deity, but because it's just they're doing it because they think it's the right thing to do. So having a problem with atheists, I think, is silly. Because let's say you did go to a counselor or a therapist who's an atheist who is helping people with mental health. They've devoted their life to helping people? What's wrong with that? That just seems bizarre. No, this is people hiding behind, and you know what? No, I'm going to be judgy here. Sorry, normally I try to reserve judgment. I'm going to judge your family because it seems like they're doing a lot of judging themselves. They're hiding behind Christianity to absolve themselves of guilt and to justify abusive behavior. None of it is okay. Not a single bit of it is okay. Okay? But I do understand that you feel trapped. So I'm just gonna go through and kind of address things one at a time. So you don't have a job and you're trying to get one. Don't give up. Don't give up and don't sell yourself short. Look for anything, because if you're trying to get out of a desperate situation, look for any job opportunity and apply. Okay? something will come up, okay? Don't give up on looking for a job, even if it's, retail hell. Consider that it gets you out of the house during that time, and it's got to be better than that. I also understand, this is the part that I really very personally related to. Power of Luck, thank you for the follow. Was the body shaming. That you're trying to lose weight, and whenever they do say something about it, it's negative. I understand that. I have an incredibly unhealthy relationship with the scale because I was basically raised to think that my worth was that number on the scale, and the lower that number, the higher my worth. That's toxic as hell, and it's wrong. Okay? I would say avoid the topic of weight as much as you can. And I understand with families like this, it's probably impossible to avoid it entirely. But don't ask for their opinion on how you look in things. Don't say, hey, I've lost a couple pounds this week. Don't look for their approval on your weight. Right? Avoid this topic with them because it is contributing. I am willing to bet my channel that it's contributing to the stress eating cycle. And it's not self-sabotage. I feel like they are sabotaging you. Whether it's on purpose or not is irrelevant. But I also want to remind you that if you want to lose weight, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with wanting to lose weight. But you should be doing it for you. You and your goals. Not for them and not for their expectations. Certainly not for their approval. Because they've already shown you time and time again that they are just going to withdraw approval or withhold approval. They're not going to give it to you. And I feel like it's a power trip. It's part of the abuse. Okay? Do not look to them for approval on your health journey. I would like for you to stop calling it a weight loss thing. Consider your health, because this amount of stress you're being put under is also incredibly unhealthy. And so if trying to lose weight right now is causing huge amounts of stress, you have to change your way of thinking. Stop getting on the scale, please. It's not about that number on the scale. It's about your health. Okay? If you stress eat and your family is stressing you out and you can't get under the thumb of your family yet, then if you sincerely don't want to stress eat and sabotage yourself, there are things that you can eat to stress eat that won't be as damaging to your health journey. It depends on what you tolerate. But like, for example, I have baby carrots in my fridge. And I like baby carrots. So it's like, if I want to do late night eating now, baby carrots or celery or things like that. Popcorn. Plain popcorn. If you can handle plain popcorn eat that. It's not going to set you back as much as other foods will. Okay? So it's like, if you do have a problem with stress eating, it's going to take time to break that habit, and you need to give yourself some grace. So make sure that you have food on hand, that if you stress eat, you can go for that. That it's relatively, if you're worried about calories, it's going to take time to kind of break away from counting calories. So make sure the food that you have to stress eat is low calorie, so you don't have to worry about it. Toxic user, welcome on in. Thank you for the follow. Okay, but like this, when your family is causing you this much stress, and so you're stress eating and they have expectations for your weight, it's part of the control and abuse. It's part of the control and abuse. And so I want you to step away from the idea of losing weight and just really lean into what can I do to be healthier. Something as simple as try to make a habit of every time they say something that's hurtful, go somewhere private and do 5 wall push-ups. It's something simple. It's something that's going to kind of redirect your focus, and it is a tiny, tiny step towards being more healthy. And it sounds like you'll end up doing a ton of wall push-ups throughout the day, but it's not nearly as strenuous as actual push-ups. So wall push-ups are a simple thing that anybody can do. I don't want to say anybody, that's very ableist of me, but almost anybody can do them because it's simple and it's not a full weight body exercise. But those will add up and they will help you on your health journey, not your weight loss journey. Health journey, because your health is important. Your weight is not important, but your health is. So I want you to try to reframe your thoughts. Instead of that number on the scale, it has to be about your health and how you feel. Do you feel healthier? Make choices towards that, but do not worry about your weight, please, because that's just another contributor to your stress. And I would like to think most people in chat would agree with me on that. Okay. All right. Another thing, the Christianity, the toxicity, we addressed that they're using Christianity not only as a shield for them to continue being abusive and absolve themselves of any responsibility or guilt, but they're also using it as a way to dismiss your mental health concerns. And okay, so let's say it wasn't a mental health issue. Let's say you had severe asthma and you suddenly had an asthma attack, but then here comes Aunt Judy and she snatches away your inhaler that you need to be able to open up your airways, and she goes, nope, you should be praying to God and he'll open your airways. You don't need this inhaler, you just need to be closer to God. How absolutely ridiculous and abusive does that sound? That sounds ridiculous. Nobody would do that, right? But that's basically what they're doing to you. Oh, you're depressed? It's because you're not listening to God enough. No. Depression is that there's a chemical imbalance with your hormones. There's a chemical imbalance that needs to be corrected, either through behavioral therapy or medication or both. It is a physical health ailment that manifests in mental health. It is your physical body. So they are denying you medical care. They're acknowledging that you need medical care for a medical issue on the basis that you just need to be closer to God. Would they tell you to pray a cancerous tumor away as well? It's ridiculous. And you know it's ridiculous. I know it's ridiculous. Everyone in chat knows it's ridiculous. Okay? So we see you and we hear you, even if your family can't. I know it's difficult when you don't have an income to find mental health help. There are some free resources. If anybody knows any websites or free or hotlines and can drop those in the chat, I'd really appreciate it. Because I'm kind of blanking at the moment. They're not coming to mind. I do know that there's some apps for your phone that it's not the best, but it's still better than nothing as far as getting the help that you need. But there are some steps you can take towards working on that, because again, just like with the weight loss thing, your mental health is part of your health. So your journey should be about your health, and mental health is a part of that too. Okay? If your family is part of the quote-unquote Christians who are just hateful about it, not only do I believe that Jesus would absolutely rebuke them for being so hateful to people and being that judgmental, But you don't have to go along with any of that with them. You already don't. You already have close friends that are part of the communities that they hate. Okay? So, if it is at all possible, if they start going off on some big tangent, being hateful about groups, and it is painful for you to listen to, because I know it probably is, see if you can come up with some sort of excuse to go somewhere private. Like, oh man, wait, I need to go to my room. Oh, you know what? I left something outside. Just something, but get away from it because it's not helping your stress levels. It doesn't sound like they're going to change their minds anytime soon, nor is it your job to convince them to be better. That's not your responsibility. But for your own sake and your own mental health and your own well-being, step away. You don't have to listen to their hateful views. In fact, plant stuff in other areas they don't frequent, like outside or in your room, so that, oh, wait, you know what? I just remembered I left this thing in that room. I need to go get it. Or just go, and then when you come back with it, if they're like, where did you go? You can just hold it up and be like, I just remembered that I left this somewhere and I wanted to put it away. Because how are they going to be mad about that? But like, just kind of plan ahead, because you know it's gonna come. As far as somebody slapping you because you stood up straight, that is the most abusive shit I have ever heard in my entire life. Excuse me, it's part of my French. There is absolutely no reason why you shouldn't stand tall. And the fact that someone used such a flimsy excuse to try to make you not stand tall, to try to make you cower, I want to slap them myself and see how they like it. That makes me so angry. Stand tall, please. If not for you, for me, because you deserve to. You deserve to stand tall. You're a good person. You're a good person. You've done nothing wrong. They did. So if they're going to be that insecure and small in every sense of the word, that is not your responsibility and it's not your problem. And yeah, you know what? If you're ever brave enough to say it to them, be like, if God wanted you to be taller, he would have made you taller. Maybe you should pray to God for a few more inches of height. But do not let them make you hunch. Do not let them take that away from you. You should stand tall with your shoulders thrown back. Stand tall. You deserve to. You are not responsible for their insecurities. And you know what? If they have that insecurity, maybe they should talk to God about it. As far as the high school degree, if that is something that is holding you back from getting a job, if that is an issue, look into GED classes in your area. It's never too late to get that diploma. It's not easy. It's certainly not easy, and especially as an adult, it's very hard. But it's very admirable to go after that. And if that's what's holding you back from getting a job, I believe in most areas GED classes are free. They're usually covered by the state. Look into GED classes. It's never too late. Okay? Look into your local area GED classes. And if that's something that's making you feel like a lesser person, you can fix that. It's never too late to get that high school diploma. You can get your GED, okay? You're more than capable of that. Don't let anyone feel like you can't do that. But you don't need it either. I mean, there are jobs that don't require it. I'm sure that you could, the first job that comes to mind is construction. They always need people working on construction, don't they? But If that's something that's making you feel lesser, is that you don't have that high school diploma, I understand that you were bullied out of it. And that's awful, and you didn't deserve that. But it's never too late to get that GED, okay? Don't give up on yourself, please. Please don't ever give up on yourself. We won't here, okay? This was an anonymously submitted question. I don't know whose question it is, and I don't want to know because it's very personal. And I want to protect this person from any further stress, okay? But to whomever did submit this question, we're always here to support you. That's the purpose of this channel. Your family might not be supportive at all, clearly quite to the contrary. But you know you can come here if you ever need a confidence boost or support. That's why we're here. That's why we get together every so often. Okay? We're in your corner. We're in your corner. You can do this. You can achieve your goals. You will survive this situation. You can absolutely do it. It's not forever. Hell, it's not forever because, we all die someday, so all these hateful people won't be there forever, I promise. But I don't want you to leave us early because these hateful people make you feel like you should. And that is my biggest concern. You always have a place here. I understand that the abuse is coming from your family, but in your case especially, your chosen family is your family. The people you choose to have in your life, the people that make you happy, they're your family. And it's okay to lean on them. Okay? Just because your blood relations are your blood relations doesn't mean that they're your family. Yeah, like you said that you have best friends, and I'm sure they know what you're going through. Okay? But you can survive this. You will. And we're here. Okay? So I don't want you to give up. I don't want you to give up, and I don't want you to feel like you're lesser in any respect because you're not. And just because these so-called Christians can't see your value doesn't mean that you don't have value. You have value. You are worth it. Okay? And I think that's important. But first concerns are a job. Don't give up on that. Figure out what you need to get a job. If it's a GED, go for it. Whatever it is. But don't give up on getting a job because that's going to be the first step towards leaving, towards independence. And your other concern is your health journey, which is your physical and mental health are tied together. Okay? But we are here if you ever feel like you need a confidence boost or a push or just support. That's what I'm here for, okay? I believe in you. I believe in you, and I believe that you deserve to be happy. So don't give up. Okay? Sorry, I know we opened with a really heavy one, but it's very important. It was important to me, so. Yeah, if nothing else, live and get better out of spite, out of pure spite. That's why I'm still here. You're welcome. We're always here, okay? If you need reminders that you're worth it and that you're fully capable, we're here, okay? Drinking water. Okay. All right, moving on to question 2. For what it's worth, the last question is the fun one, and I've already prepared my answer for it. If anybody's like, "Whoa, this is heavy." Okay. Hi, Mom. How are you? I'm well, thank you. I live with my grandparents, and one of them is the reason for me writing this. My grandma. My grandma is, how do I put this? A little crazy, to say the least. She's an anti-vax far-right person who hates people of the LGBTQIA plus community with every fiber of her being. Why is this important? I think I may be bisexual. I'm scared to tell anyone of my suspicions on my sexuality because they might tell my grandparents. And then I'll be the victim of my grandma's horrific wrath. I become scared of my grandma because of her absolute hatred for people like me. I don't expect you to have a clear answer for me, but I need to at least get this off my chest because this is eating at me and I don't know what to do. All right, so I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. Mom is bisexual, pansexual. I kind of use them interchangeably. I've just identified it as bi for a lot longer. My family doesn't know. I told my twin sister, and she had probably the worst reaction possible, and I learned not to share it with anybody else. Clutches pearls. So, I'm closeted. Okay? So this is another one that hits very close to home for me. I understand. My parents are incredibly far right, and just going further and further down that way. I think I've said before, my parents both think that DeSantis would be the best thing that ever happened to the country if he was president. And if you've been here for any length of time, you would understand my views on that. Okay? That's my parents. I'm married to a man. I have children. I am currently working on my 4th. But if they found out that I had any sort of attraction to women, I probably would be written out of the will. And I'd probably have to deal with a lot of emotional abuse over it. Okay? So I completely understand. For one thing, this is going to sound incredibly callous, but your grandmother is not going to live forever. She is your grandmother. And the thing is, most grandparents aren't in our lives for very long. Okay? So she sounds like she may have gone down the Fox News rabbit hole. There's not much you can do about that, nor is it your responsibility to fix that. If you're feeling cheeky, you could probably program their computer to no longer program their TV to not let them access that channel anymore. That could be a fun activity for you at some point, is to make it where that channel doesn't work. But I understand the feeling of being closeted. In fact, only my online friends know. My ex-husband, I tried to bring it up with him, and he scared me so bad with the threat of abuse that I never brought it up again. That's wonderful, PV. And it was only my current husband that accepted me and didn't feel threatened and really allowed me to grow as a person. Okay? My husband is wonderful, and he's made me feel like I can be my complete self with him. So this might not be the best take, but this is what works for me, is that my online friends, I am my complete self. They know who I am. I don't hide these things from them, okay? Because it's safer for me to be my complete self with my online friends than it would be to be my complete self around people I see on a daily basis, for the same reason as you, is that who knows who's going to spitefully go report it back to the person that's going to punish you for it. So that's not the best advice. I wish I could say, just be brave and stand up for yourself. But it's not that easy. But this is one of those cases where having online friends can be very helpful because, like, who are they going to tell? You know? But you can be your complete self online. In fact, that's what a lot of us have found as a refuge. Right? So, I'm sorry that your grandmother's behavior is that scary, and I'm sorry that you have to be afraid of it, and I wish that wasn't the case for you, but I understand it. I do think it's one of those things where just because you're closeted, you're not any less valid. Hi, kiddo. Are you breaking into my office? Okay. You're still just as valid. Because you're saying also you think you may be. I'm sorry that you don't get you don't seem to be getting the opportunity to really explore that and figure stuff out. But if you're closeted, you're still just as valid. Okay, that doesn't take any of it away from you, I promise. What are you doing? Hey, kiddo, what you doing? All right, thank you. She turned over a paint can that scared me. Yeah, straight like that's the thing. What? Hey. 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 Hi. What are you doing?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry. Could you ask your brother to make you something? What do you want? What do you want to eat? Cutie. What do you want to eat? Sandwiches? What kind of sandwiches? Peanut butter honey? Okay. Can you ask your brother? Go ask your brother, please. She wants me to make her a sandwich. Can I finish this question real quick? And then I'll make you a sandwich? Okay. My point is that saying something, yeah. Being closeted doesn't mean that you're not, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily denying that part of you. It just means that you're keeping yourself safe, and that's completely valid. Yeah, a toddler is always. She wants a sandwich. You know, to be fair, I don't normally stream at this time, so. Can you make her a sandwich? Peanut butter. I know, she wants peanut butter honey. It's fine. Remember, we're going somewhere today. She's not going to have more sandwiches later. Can you guys just give her a sandwich? I love that my son is like, she's had too many sandwiches. Well, I'm going to close my office door real quick. By the way, my office door is broken, and so I prop it closed with 2 paint cans because we're perpetually in the process of painting our house. It feels like it's never going to get done, but just two 2 paint cans. And so she pushed the door open. She forced the door open, sat on the floor, and quote unquote dismantled the paint cans. She unstacked them so that I couldn't prop the door closed. Oh, she's so funny. I need higher security paint cans. It's true, but not the Kevin McAllister special, because she is a minor. She's only a toddler. If you understand that reference, thank you. Yeah, if your mother came out in the 80s, that was incredibly difficult. That was a horrible time for anybody that was LBGT. Was the 80s, Jesus. But no, you know what? I think it's more important to protect yourself first and to make sure you're safe. So if you live with your grandparents, your safety is of the utmost importance. So it won't be for forever. It might feel like it, It will not be for forever. And this is one of those cases where a lot of us found refuge online. And so, if at all possible, make connections. Some of my closest friends I've made online, and they know the whole me. Okay, and I want that for you as well. And if you're not sure where to start, where to go on that, honestly, if you look for new streamers and search the LGBTQ tag, because we tend to gather together. Okay? There's an ally tag and there's an LGBTQ tag, whichever one of those makes you comfortable, but go meet people in the communities. You might get lifelong friends out of it, and I hope that it will help you feel valid, even if you have to hide that part of yourself in your day-to-day life. But you deserve to feel validated, even if your grandparents can't. So, but I understand that. By the way, that might be the only time I ever address my own closeted sexuality on this stream. I think I've talked about it before that I want to do like rap covers and things like that. And I'm actually developing an alter ego, like a performer alter ego for that. So it's not going to be actually I was thinking that I might do parody lyrics that are mom approved lyrics for different songs if I have time, but I'm also going to rap pretty explicit lyrics as this alter ego. The alter ego will be pansexual because I am closeted. And so I'm not going to talk about it really often at all on this channel. This might be the only time we talk about it. So only those of you that are here or those that watch the VOD will know. We could. Oh my God, wait, PB, message me that. Yep, we're covering that. Absolutely. But no, I will be having an alter ego, and it's specifically because the closeted aspect is actually a big part of who I am. And I know that there's lots of people out there like me that cannot be their whole selves at all times. And so it became important to me that mom's performer alter ego that raps is pansexual. Even though I might identify more as bisexual, it's just a label I'm comfortable with. But honestly, I don't care what's between someone's legs. I don't care. So pan. I think I'm probably more accurately pan. But I do see them as kind of more interchangeable than most. So, but yeah, that's the only time I'm going to address it. It might come up again if we have another Ask Mom that's similar, but I won't go as in depth about it. Your gender is goth. Darkness. What? It's not a Satan soldier. Oh, I call this Satan's lieutenant. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Anyway, but yes, so you know what? I completely understand because I am also closeted. And I also have, I guess, ultra-conservative relatives that are the reason. You're welcome, PV. You're welcome, sweetheart. Also, the viewer that followed not long ago, Lucifer, I'm sorry. I don't want to presume. Anyway. But so no, I understand because I'm in the same boat. We're both rowing the same boat. I understand. But you're not alone, and I never want you to actually feel like you're alone. It might feel like that, but that's part of the reason why I think we all kind of find each other online and connect is it's safer. And these friendships we make online are just as valid as ones that are made in real life. So I hate the term find your tribe because I understand that that's kind of, tribe is very Native First Nations, and so I don't know a better word for it, but basically find your tribe. And I think that will go a long way in helping you survive your uncomfortable living situation. And uncomfortable is just so like diluting what you're going through, but I'm sorry. Find your family. Yeah. No, Kat, that's a much better way to put it. Thank you. But no, find people that make you feel safe and secure, because you don't feel safe and secure in your home. That's important, and I want that for you. I'm not Jewish though, so then again, I can't say tribe, can I? Anyway, all right, next question. But no, I completely understand this. You guys have learned a little bit more about my lore that I'll be debuting at some point once I can get an alter ego. I don't think that alter ego will exist as an actual rigged model anytime soon, but maybe somewhere down the line we can have a alter ego takeover. So we'll see. But for now, I think it'll just exist in art, and I'm doodling what I want to look like as my alter ego. So I'm pretty excited about it. I hope you guys are too. All right, question 3. We only have 5. Okay. Ooh, hiccups. Oh, that hurt. I am absolutely not rebranding from Mom. That's why it's an alter ego. Although, once I finalize the name, I'll be claiming that name on socials. So don't worry. But that's also why I'm not sharing the working name right now, is because I don't want someone to snatch the username from me. So I'm not sharing the name, but I'm working on it. I'm basically my rapper performer name. Well, I think it's pretty good. All right. I think I have the right question. Hold on. Yes. Given the economic downturn in the last year, I've had several friends and family offer to help me with various things, finances, relocation, etc. While I appreciate their efforts, I worry that by helping me, I'm putting them at risk. Because of my long-term vision loss and other disabilities, my parents ingrained a desire for independence in me, but also put a lot more responsibility on my sister. How do I accept support without feeling like I'm a parasite? Mama! Oh. Mugramorade? I don't know if I pronounced that right, but thank you for the follow. Also, Idaki Art, thank you for the follow. I think I forgot to thank you, and I'm sorry. So, I'm not sure what this feels like. So, I wish I understood better what this feels like. But from what it sounds, it's like they made you, they ingrained in you a sense of desire, like you want to be independent. But then you say they also put a lot more responsibility on your sister. So do you feel guilty that they put more responsibility on your sister? Because if that's the case, if you're feeling guilty that your sister had more responsibility, I would reach out and ask your sister. Or, just, it's one of those things where people are offering you help. And then, in this case, honest communication for all parts of this submission, I think, are the most important thing. And Samuel, yes, if you can help us, a disabled person, I'd really appreciate help answering this. But I don't think it's fair of you to assume that if these people are offering you with help, that they would be putting themselves at risk. Most people don't offer help that they can't afford to offer, I guess. Very rarely. Yeah, it might make things tight for them, but they're not going to offer you funds for relocation that's going to make them not be able to pay rent. Okay? Like, people don't do that because, that just compounds the problem. So innately, they're not going to offer you more help than would they can comfortably deal with. Like, they're not going to offer to pay your rent and not pay their own. People don't do that. Because they don't want to be a burden on you either. So I feel like you are afraid of being a burden to others, but they may not feel that way. So why not just be honest and say, I really appreciate your offer to help, but I feel like I worry that you're putting yourself out too much by helping me, and I don't want to have to worry about your situation. And I really don't want to be a burden to you. And just say that and talk to them and see what they say, because if nothing else, honesty is always the best policy. And it's like, if somebody offers help, you can express that you're appreciative of it. Same as talk to your sister, be open with how you feel. Both sides need to come together, get the whole thing, and understand what's going on. Once that happens, you'll be able to come to a mutual understanding. And as Mom said, most people don't offer help unless they're capable of offering help. Yeah. So I wonder if you're harboring a lot of guilt towards the responsibilities that were put on your sister. You didn't include more information, so I don't even know if she's resentful of it or if she was happy to do it. But I do think that you need to communicate your anxieties about it. And something that my husband tells me a lot, because I have a habit of apologizing rather than saying thank you. I apologize for being a burden rather than thanking the person for their help. And I feel like maybe you do the same thing I do, where you're more likely to apologize. If you're like me, you apologize for your existence rather than just saying thank you. Where most people would just rather you said thank you and show that you appreciate their help. So maybe that's something to consider too. Are you apologizing or are you thanking them? I mean, this goes as simply as, like if you're a couple minutes late meeting up with a friend, most people will be like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I'm so late. Where if you reframe it, go, thank you so much for waiting on me. Doesn't it? It just sounds like it just means so much more. The apology is self-deprecating. The thank you is appreciative, right? So in this case, it's like these people are offering you help. Your sister stepped up with extra responsibilities for you. And I feel like you might be more likely to just apologize for your own existence rather than thanking them for the help. And you don't ever have to apologize for your existence, whether you have a disability or not. You never have to apologize for existing. But thanking someone for the effort they put in will always go a long way. So I would say honest communication and making sure that instead of apologizing for your own existence, that you express genuine gratitude for what they've done will mean a lot more to them. So how do you accept support without feeling like you're a parasite? Exactly like that. Express gratitude for the support instead of apologizing for perceiving yourself as a parasite. The people offering help to you do not see you as a parasite, because parasites are bad. Why would they offer help to a parasite? That makes no sense. They don't see you as that. You do.
Mama!
So thank you for their support. Say thank you for the support. Do not apologize for existing. Okay? Sivo Man, thank you for the follow. And I think that'll help. I think that reframing that will make you feel better about yourself, but also actually being thankful for other people's assistance or help, or even just their offering of it, I think will help strengthen your relationships with those people as well. And just honest communication. You appreciate their offer, but you're just really worried that they're putting themselves out by helping you. And then just talk. Instead of worrying about this on the inside, just talk to them. And I think you'll be surprised by their answers. Your nurse says no one feeds their tapeworm on purpose. You're not a parasite if people like you and wish to help you. Exactly. Mother's Day so far is going just fine. I got to sleep in, and baby is still kicking. Chu Kobayashi, thank you for the follow. Okay. I have like heartburn again in my throat though. I wonder if that was from the hiccup. That doesn't feel very nice. Okay. How do I cope with living at home as an adult? I had to move back in because my housemate walked out on a lease, leaving me in the hole. With inflation going higher, I feel I will never be out. Oh my gosh, hiccups. A prisoner in the house, basically, figuratively speaking. I'm an introvert, so I stay in my room all the time. How can I get myself back if I can't afford even a 2-bedroom apartment? So, I think we're living in an unprecedented time. My guess is that if you're living at home as an adult, you're either a millennial or a Gen Z. Like older Gen Z. That would be my guess. No need to correct me. And there is an unprecedented number of millennials that are having to live with their parents because of the economy, and because of inflation, and because of the price of renting and housing. Okay? So how do you cope with it? First of all, also probably American, unfortunately. Although I do know Canada is having some issues with this as well, especially around the cities. How do you cope with it? First of all, you are by far not alone. You are not alone in this. Hell, the only reason that I live in a house is because my grandmother died and was financially well off enough to leave me some inheritance, and I was able to afford a down payment on a house. Okay? So I had to have a major tragedy happen and inherit money because I was never going to be able to save up that amount on my own. Okay? I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I do know that there's got to be a breaking point at some place, and I am actually genuinely very worried about the fallout from that breaking point, because there will be a breaking point. There has to be. So I understand feeling like you'll never be out, but I don't think that the way things are can continue forever. They can't. I just don't know what's going to happen. I only got out because I was able to move in with your partner. Brother still lives at home. We are well into being adults. You're not alone. Yes, thank you, Aurora. This is incredibly common. Okay? And I understand. I'm a not quite a total introvert, but like a social introvert where I can be sociable, but I do need to recharge my batteries. But basically, I think because you say you feel like a prisoner of the house, you staying in your room all the time is not the healthiest thing. Even if you just go for like a walk around the block once a day, I think will do a lot for your mental health. I think that I don't think you can overstate the importance of just getting out and getting some fresh air every day. Okay? So even just something as simple as that. And how can you get yourself back if you can't even afford a 2-bedroom apartment? Well, I don't know what your particular needs are. And I also don't know where you live, because I do know some areas are very restrictive on renting. For example, I know that there was some county that made it where you're not allowed to live with relatives. So like if you're in a 4-bedroom apartment and it was like you and a sibling, then you can't do that. Or no, I have it wrong. That you could only live in shared apartments with family, but not with strangers. And it basically just screws everyone over because the housing people could afford, unless you're related to the people, you couldn't live there. How ridiculous. So, first step, I think you need fresh air. And you need to feel a little bit less like a prisoner in that house, because that's where you are right now. So just a daily quick walk like up the block and back, just something quick, up and down the street. It doesn't have to be far, but just getting outside for just a couple minutes, I think will do you a lot of good. And also, I mean, I don't know very many people that could afford a 2-bedroom apartment right now, but if there are shared apartments, if you can sublet, maybe that'll help. If you could get a studio apartment, there are some people that, I mean, I think that Airbnb kind of ruined it, but there are some people that they'll have like, you know, a walk-in over their garage, or they'll have like a basement set up and they'll rent a room of their house. So maybe look at that, maybe, where it's like, it's not your family's house. So it's still kind of like, yeah, it might be in a house that you don't own, but it'll feel more like your own space. But start like the 2-bedroom apartment. I don't know if that's even realistic for people anymore. But you have to decide what's going to be important for you, having your own space or saving up money for a house. That's true. There are some places where they will pay you to move there. They will ask next to nothing for old houses because they just want younger people moving in. I don't know if that's realistic for a lot of people, but if you do work from home, like if you work and you have a job where you can work from home, you can basically live anywhere. I don't know. I don't have easy answers for this one because this is infecting entire generations of people. So you're very much not alone, and I'm sorry for that. But even putting away little things, try finding something to do, even how small. Avoid focusing on what you don't have because it's paralyzing, one step at a time. Get up, do something, and worry about the house later. I mean, there have been housing bubbles how many times just since 2000, so I don't know what will happen. I hope that the fallout isn't too harsh on us, but it can't keep going like this. So I don't think that your situation will be for forever. But just even if you can only put, I know inflation is terrifying and it makes it feel like if all you can put away is $20 a week and you're sitting there going like, I'll never catch up. Don't give up on putting away that small amount, however small it is. Even if it's just a rainy day fund. But save what you can. Find something that's going to make you feel less trapped. Do step out of the house occasionally, go for a short walk. I think all of those things will help you. And they're just little things, little habits that collectively I think will help you feel a little less permanently held down by the economy. So yeah, I don't know. I wish I had better advice on that. I am really sorry what happened with your housemate. Ooh, Samuel, I would really like that actually. Thank you. I know what it feels like to feel like things will never change and you're going to be stuck where you are. But the odds of you being stuck where you are forever are probably incredibly low. Okay, so don't give up. And just find little bits of happiness where you can. But I also end up staying in my office a lot more than I should. And my husband reminds me to get outside and get some fresh air. And I think that'll help you tremendously, at least in the short term. But as far as affording a 2-bedroom apartment, get a studio apartment. Get a shared apartment. Sublet. So that you're not even the one responsible for the lease. Anything like that. Or save money at home, because there are tons of millennials that had to move back in with their parents just to survive. It's the norm. It's what's normal for our generation. So you are not some outlier, and you're not a failure for living at home with your parents as an adult. Tons of people had to do it. I had to do it to be able to get divorced from my abusive ex. Okay, so you're not alone on that. Just find something that's going to make you feel a little less trapped, because you can get through this and things will get better. Okay? All right, we only have one more question, and I like this one. Okay. Maybe not as serious as a question as before, but what's the best banana-related dish? I have 3. I have 3 for very different purposes. 1, banana bread. You can never go wrong with banana bread. Banana bread is wonderful. Banana bread is good as its own whole meal. Banana bread is good as a snack. Banana bread is good as a treat. Banana bread. Banana bread. Anyway, all right. 2nd, Bananas Foster. It's a dessert, and it's super good, and it's super fancy. And if you've never had Bananas Foster, it's actually incredibly easy to make. So is banana bread, actually. Jersey Devil, thank you for the follow. But Bananas Foster is delicious. It's a cooked banana dish, but you serve with vanilla ice cream. It's so good. It's a banana bread, Bananas Foster, and banana daiquiris. I haven't had one in a very, very long time, but you know what? If you like bananas, get a banana daiquiri. Treat yourself. So, technically, that's 3, but they serve very different purposes. But I have them ranked in that order for a reason. So, ranked number 1, banana bread. Runner up, Bananas Foster. 3rd place goes to banana daiquiris. An honorable mention goes to banana pudding. Stretch. Okay, thank you, Superman Mac. Every time I yawn. Chonky monkey bread. I've never heard of that. Is that just basically like banana bread? I've had like pizza monkey bread. Oh, and drink water. Thank you. Good morning, ass lips. No worries for the name. I don't curse often, but I do occasionally. It's fine. And chocolate syrup on it. Ah, yeah, I put chocolate chips in my banana bread too. No, Bananas Foster isn't ice cream. It's a cooked. You cook the bananas in like the sugar, cinnamon, like with sugar and cinnamon and stuff. You cook the bananas and then you put ice cream on top and you serve it warm, and it's really just it's delicious. Literally just discovered you, but I'm a huge fan already. I love your model, your hair, your makeup, your clothes, your voice, your personality, everything. Oh my goodness, can you stop? Thank you, Jersey Devil. I appreciate it. No more compliments today. I have far surpassed the quota of compliments I can handle. No more. But anyways, that was the last question of the day is banana related dishes. And honestly, yeah, I just don't think you can just beat simple banana bread. So let's not make this a game of Fluster the Mom, please. At least I got through all the questions. At least we got through all the questions. Hi, Dagoneers. Hello. I am adorkable sometimes. Emphasis on dork. Goodness. Anyway, I don't know what everybody's plans are today. Oh goodness, I probably actually have to go get ready real quick. Do I answer questions every stream? No, sick bars, but we do have, hold on. So I ended up feeling ill on Thursday, but normally we do this on Thursdays. Normally I don't even stream on Sundays. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. And every Thursday, if people would like to anonymously submit a problem or a question that they'd like me to answer or give advice on, they can submit those and I'll answer them on Thursdays. Thank you, Dagoneers. And because it's anonymous, because I do know some people were worried about content, we've covered some pretty heavy topics, but then we also have some fun ones like that last question, but none of them are off the table. Because, you know, not all problems are the same, so you had to do it today. you know, I had to do it to him, or whatever that meme was. I do apologize because I do have to cut this short, but I have to get across town for plans that were made for me by my sister and mother, and I have to get my family ready to go. So, Parasitus Rocket VT, thank you for the follow, and Alicia Me, thank you for the follow as well. I was born in meme internet. I was molded by it. I grew up, my first internet was the 1994 dial-up. You know what? I am excited that I don't have to make my own dinner today. It's going to probably just be, you know, like DiGiorno, but that's fine. I've never been shy about sharing my age. I'm 37 years old, so I'm not an early millennial, I don't think. But I guess earlier millennial. I think technically my older brother is on the early side of it because I was born 1986, he was born 1981. And I think millennials, they start at like 1980. It goes from like 1980 to like 1995, I think. But I'm not 100% sure on that. So I'm on the older side of the middle. But yeah, so I have to go. We have to go. Thank you, 1996. So, Mama. Robin's generic channel. Thank you for the follow. It's still stuck with you. I kind of want to make the dial-up tone my ringtone on my phone just to freak people out, to be honest. Losi, good evening. But unfortunately, I have to end today. I will be back tomorrow, and I'll be streaming at. I will be streaming no later than 11 a.m. Central Time. I want to start earlier. And while we have to end at 1 p.m. my time, because I drive for an after-school program, that'll be ending after the next couple weeks. So I'll be able to stream for longer. I'm really excited about that. But I will see you all later. I hope you have a good Sunday. If it is something you celebrate, I hope you have a good Mother's Day. If it's not something you celebrate, I just hope you have a wonderful day and the rest of your weekend. And I will see you all tomorrow. So take care of yourselves, okay? Promise me. I would raid, but I really have to run. So we'll raid somebody tomorrow. Of course. All right, I love you all. Take care of yourselves, okay? And I'll see you tomorrow. All right, bye, everybody.